Now we are going to discuss strings in Java. String is an object in Java. Once a string object is created, you cannot change the characters comprised in the string constructors. Okay, that means apart from C and C++, here in Java, a string is actually an object. Once you have created an object of type string, you cannot change the content of that string. The constructors of string are string str is equal to new string. That means an empty string will be created. That means nothing is there in the constructor. So an empty string with the name str is created. Now you are going to create a character array which is having A, B and C. That means only 3 characters in it, A, B and C. It's a array of characters which is having 3 elements. Now you are going to pass this character array as the parameter to string, then it will create. That means string str is equal to new string characters means cars means, that means you have passed an array of characters as parameter to the string constructor, then it will create a string and the value is ABC. That is a string ABC. Now next third one is cars AB. Now we have created an array A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That means 7 characters are there in the character array, and now you are going to pass as the parameter 3 parameters, cars 2, 3. String str is equal to new string cars 2, 3 means here 0 is 0th character is A, first character is B and second character is C. That means cars 2, 3 means second character, start from the second character, and the third parameter is 3. That means starting from second character you have to take 3 characters. That means that is here it is C, D and E. That is second character is C. A is 0th character, B first character, C second character. From that second character onwards you have to choose 3 characters which are C, D and E. Now this is the parameters to the string constructor. Then it will create a string object which is CDE. That means the syntax is string car cars. That means initially you have to pass a character array, then start index. That is the second parameter, and that parameter is number of characters in it. Now fourth type is strcp is equal to new str. That means a string is passed as the parameter of that string. A string itself is passed as a parameter of. So in that case, then exact replica of the object you have passed is created. So here as a fourth one, string strcp is equal to new string. Actually it is wrongly typed, so I would have typed a string strcp is equal to new string within brackets str. Okay, that means your constructor is string and you are passing again a string as the parameter, then it will create a new string strcp which is having the same contents of str. Now string class, string length, string s1 is equal to new string abc. Now s1 is a string which is abc, and s1 dot length will return the length of the string which is 3 here. Then string literals, string s2 is equal to abc. That means you can have a statement like this: string s2 is equal to that abc within quotes, means that is there is no need to have a constructor for that. Now s2 is pointing to s2 is a string which is abc. Now string concatenation. For concatenation we are using the plus operator. Now you have 2 strings s1 and s2. Then if you want to concatenate s1 and s2 and suppose that the new string is S3, S3 is equal to S1 plus S2. Now S3 is having A, B, C, D, E. Construction. Char construction means correct at int where. That means suppose that you have a string and from that string you have to extract a character at a particular location. Here ABCD is a string and AB, from that you are going to read the character at location 2. At location 2 we have C, that's why C is equal to ABCD dot character 2. Instead of ABCD you can have a string object. For example, suppose that you have a string object str, then str dot character 2 means it is extracting C. Now another form of character structure is void get cars. That means you are going to, instead of a single character, you are going to extract a group of characters. That means that character that is starting at source start. In the source start means starting from that location. Source end means it is the end. Actually, that is spanning from source start to source end minus 1, not up to source end. Okay. Now next is a character array is defined. That means target. That means you have to specify a character array which is a target, and from in that target you have to specify from which location onwards you have to copy this. Okay. Here you have defined a string str, which is this is a demo, and starting is 10th location, which is D, and end is 14. Actually, if end is equal to 14 means not up to 14, up to 13th character. That means 10th character to 13th character is demo, D-E-M-O. So that is the portion of the string you have to take. And car buffer is equal to new car end minus star. Now you have defined a buffer which is having 4 character array you have defined as buffer. When str.getCars start at buffer comma 0, that means from start to end, from 10th location to 14 minus 1, which is 13th location, you have to copy that and put it in a buffer starting from location 0. That means demo is copied to buffer. Okay, that's all. Now byte get byte means a string dot get bytes means that in a, if those are characters, then that will be converted to bytes and that will be sent to a byte array. Then to character array means a string is actually, it is not an array of characters. String is an object, and if you want to convert that to an array, then string dot to character array, then we have to specify the character array. Now string comparison equals, actually equals is a method, and now s1 dot equals s2 means the content of s1 and s2 are compared. S1 and s2 are compared, and if both of them are same, then that means that will return true. Equals ignore case means s1 and s2 are compared. S1 equals ignore case within brackets is to e2. What will happen? Both of them are compared, and when comparing, it will ignore case, not case sensitive. That means capital and small are treated as 1. Okay. Now starts with, ends with. That means start with a particular character, ends with a particular character. If you want to know more details about that, refer the textbook. Then equals versus equal to. That means for string comparison, you can either use equals or the double equal to. But these two are two different things. Different. Equals to is a method versus that double equals. That means equal to. That is an operator. S1 dot equals S2 means the content of both the strings are compared, and that double equal to, that operator equal to means it is checking whether this S1 and S2 are pointing to the same object. That means a reference comparison. Equals is content comparison and the other one is reference comparison. Then other operations are yes less than greater than 0. That means suppose that two strings are compared, then string S1 is less than string S2. Uh, S2. That means if you have a dictionary order, then you have to follow the dictionary order, and in the dictionary order, if S1 is coming before S2, then S1 is less than S2. And if S1 is greater than S2, then S1 is coming after S2. And like that. Okay. Searching strings. Then index of. Search for the first occurrence of a character or string. That means S1 dot index of within brackets some particular string is given. Then it will return the integer which is pointing to the first occurrence of a character or a string. Last index of means search for the last occurrence of a character or string. Now modifying a string. Substring index, substring start index, end index. That means substring index means from that index onwards it will extract that substring. Substring start index means end index means you are going to select a string from start index to end index. Okay. Concat means S1 dot concat S2 means S1 and S2 are concatenated. Okay. Replace means char original char replacement means if in a particular string, if you want to replace some characters, replace, for example, suppose that if you want to replace all A's with E's, then original character is A and replace character is E. So the syntax can refer the textbook. Then trim. Leading and trailing white spaces will be removed from the string. If you are trimming it, what will happen? Leading and trailing white spaces will be removed. Then data and case conversion. Suppose that you have read a string, and suppose that you have to convert that to double long object or character value. For example, suppose that reading a string, say example 4, FOUR. Then if you want to convert this 4 FOUR to actual 4, it is a long, suppose that you are converting to long, then you will get long 4. And likewise, any string can be converted to either double, long, object, or you can have a character array. Then case comparison, that means suppose that a string is given, and if you want to convert that to uppercase, you can use to uppercase, and if you want to convert that to lowercase, you can have to lowercase. Then as I told you earlier, this string is actually an object, and now once you have created a string object, the modification is not possible as far as string is concerned, string object is concerned. So for that we have another class which is StringBuffer class. Here this StringBuffer class can be modified, the contents of that class there, that is like string, but some more peculiarities are there. String is an object and that is not modifiable. This is actually, the StringBuffer is a modifiable string class. Growable and writable character sequences. StringBuffer allocates room for 16 characters. That means if StringBuffer, which is not having any parameters, or for the constructor you don't have any parameters, then it will allocate room for 16 characters. Otherwise you have to specify the size, StringBuffer size. And StringBuffer, you can also pass a string, then automatically that will create a StringBuffer. Then string length and the string capacity can be returned. Then you can set the length of the StringBuffer. Then character and set character. Character means some, if you want to extract a character at a particular location, then set character means if you want to replace a character by a new character, you can have a set character. Then get cards, append, insert, reverse, delete character. These are all operations that can be done on a string buffer class. So if you want to have a modifiable string object, you have to use string buffer. Okay, that's all about strings and string buffer classes.